and you can see that I pretty much have it done. One tool over here in my my toolbox, so to speak, that's really important, of course, is the eraser tool, because we all know from our days as being elementary school and coloring that, whoops, I got outside there. So all you need to do is click on your eraser tool right here, and the same sort of settings come up here that allows me to choose different brushes and things like that, basically to erase with, and then I can erase it. Easy as that, pretty self-explanatory. All right, so I've basically got my major landforms done, and now I need to move on to my islands, and here we can get kind of clever. It would be a little bit tedious maybe, although not horrible, to go through and try and color every one of these in and things like that, but there's a little bit of an easier way because Photoshop has given us a couple tools that make it easier. Specifically, the Magic Wand tool, which is right there. The Magic Wand tool basically is what they call a selection tool, which allows you to select a certain area. What we want to do is tell Photoshop, select all the areas inside these islands for me. So then we can actually just tell it, okay, fill all those areas with color. Now to do that, I click on the original map, and then I click inside the island. And you can see that it's being surrounded by the selection. Now these are humorously called the marching ants by many people because it looks like ants going around that. And I like that. I like the idea of ants in there. And what Photoshop has done is surrounded it and said, okay, yeah, great. All right, I got this area. Now what do you want me to do with it? Now, we're not quite ready for Photoshop to do anything with it because you can see that we've got other islands. So we want to add those islands to it. All right? So all I need to do is keep selecting them. Now, if yours doesn't do that, if you try to select and it doesn't work, look up here. In the options that I have for my Magic Wand tool are these over here, which tells me, which tells Photoshop what I want it to do, how I want it to select. And I've chosen this one, which basically means add to selection. This is the normal default, so yours might be on this, which just basically means one selection per time. So if I select here, it means I can only have one area selected at any time. I want to do this, which says add to it. So I've got this, and you can see there's a little plus mark next to my Magic Wand. Click on every single one inside. The Magic Wand tool basically selects by color, and what it's done is what it's doing is it's selecting all the white pixels inside a specific area. So I've selected here and it's chosen every connecting white area. Now, in areas like this where I've got things inside that are encapsulated, it hasn't gotten it. Hopefully you can see that there's marching ants going around this. So I need to click inside that too, and now it's got that. And click inside this. All right, I'll show you why we need to do that in just a moment. Just keep selecting inside every single one. All right, so now I have all my island areas selected. The ants are surrounding them all, as you can see, and Photoshop's basically saying, okay, well, what do you want me to do with all that stuff? Well, I want it to fill it with this green. I want it to look exactly like my major landforms. Conveniently, Photoshop gives me tools to do that. One specific one is the paint bucket tool. As its image implies right there, basically the paint bucket tool dumps things. It dumps either paint, it can dump pattern, and we want it to dump the foreground color. So I make sure the foreground color is selected there. Foreground color is the same as my landform color, and I just click on it and it'll fill it full of the color. I do need to do one thing first though. As you'll recall, I went to my original map layer in order to use my Magic Wand tool. I needed to do that because, of course, this is, to make a long story short, it's white in here, and the Magic Wand tool needed to see all the white going around that. But now, if I fill it, it's going to fill the green foreground color into my original map, and I don't want any color in my original map. I want all color in my color layer. So I click on my color layer. Now, when I click on anywhere in any of my islands, they are filled with color, as you can see. You can see that I missed some areas too when I was making my selections because I didn't notice the ants weren't around those, but no matter, that'll be really easy to fix. So right now though, it is Photoshop is asking me, okay, I filled it with color, now what do you want me to do with this area? And I need to tell it, I don't want you to do anything, I want you to let it go. So that's very easy. I go to the select and deselect. And you can see the ants go away, and now I'm completely open for where I'd like to go next. And what I'm going to do is basically fill in those areas I missed, and I'll just use the brush tool, exact same method that I used before, only takes a moment or two.